The Radeon RX 7600 is one of the best GPUs for those who want more than just the bare minimum. It pairs especially well with CPUs like the i5-12400 or the Ryzen 5 7600 if you're on a budget and want to build a low-cost, powerful modern PC with the performance headroom to max out 1080p gaming completely. The PowerColor Fighter RX 7600 is one of the best choices for the RX 7600 due to its great build quality. Although it's a budget graphics card, the build quality is rock solid, and the entire card is made from plastic that feels like metal, which is rare for cards of this caliber. The entire package is very small and will fit easily inside ITX cases as well. It measures just 200mm in length while remaining a true dual-slot design, meaning there's no interference with anything else in the third PCIe slot. You need just one 8-pin power connector to power the card, which indicates that gen-on-gen power draw has increased substantially. To give you an idea, the RX 6600 only uses about 100 watts when gaming, while the 7600 needs around 160 watts. This isn't a major issue, and even if you have a low-end power supply, it's more than enough to run this card using a single 8-pin PCIe power connector, but higher wattage means higher temperatures. Speaking of temperatures, the Fighter RX 7600 varies a lot between 60 to 70 degrees Celsius while staying silent. At its peak, it doesn't cross 73 degrees, which is well within safety limits, but this is unusual considering that most cards these days stay close to the 60 degrees Celsius mark, or even below it. What I love about the RX 7600 is its predictably excellent performance, which is why I call it a master at raster. It can run pretty much any game at 1080p high or ultra settings with a completely locked 60 FPS experience. If the game is properly optimized, such as the Shadow of the Tomb Raider and Red Dead Redemption 2, then the RX 7600 can even cross 100 FPS at 1080p at the highest settings. This also means that this GPU has enough horsepower to run games at 1440p with a mixture of high and medium settings to get a locked 60 FPS consistently, as long as the game remains within the 8GB VRAM buffer. Of course, with any new graphics card, ray tracing should be a concern, as newer games require some form of ray tracing to run. Games like Indiana Jones and the Great Circle and Avatar: Frontier of Pandora both run really well on the RX 7600, averaging around 50 to 55 FPS at 1080p high settings without any form of upscaling or frame generation. Using a little bit of FSR set to quality mode is going to cross the 60 FPS mark. Sure, more than 8 gigs on the RX 7600 would be nice, but like I've already mentioned, this isn't a big deal since pretty much every game is optimized for 8GB GPUs because there are so many of them out there. Case in point, there are many other choices to choose from: NVIDIA, Intel, and AMD. These cards are either previous-gen cards like the RTX 3060 Ti, RX 6650 XT, and the ARC A750, or current-gen alternatives like the ARC B580, RTX 4060, and 7600 XT. The RX 7600 easily outperforms all of the previous-gen cards in terms of performance, and since they are discontinued from most retailers, it isn't a smart move to go with them. The current-gen alternatives, like the RTX 4060 or 7600 XT, are a bit faster, but far too expensive, and the ARC B580 is still suffering heavily from supply shortages. All in all, if you want one of the best 1080p GPUs and don't mind paying slightly more than scraping the bottom of the barrel, the RX 7600 is a no-brainer. At just over $250, the PowerColor Fighter RX 7600 is one of the best budget cards for 1080p gaming. To sum up, what I like is the incredibly fast 1080p performance, the tiny and compact design, the great build quality even at a budget, and it's good for entry-level ray tracing. On the downside, higher than normal temperature, only 8GB VRAM, and increased power draw compared to the previous generation. Thanks for watching. I hope this helped you figure out which is the right graphics card for your build. Remember, you can check current prices in the description below. And if you're interested in more PC building suggestions and hardware reviews, be sure to check out more of my videos. Before you go, please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to stay updated, and let me know your opinion and suggestions in the comments. See you in the next one.